An ICE agent detained me for looking illegal until he saw my police badge. They had been sweeping through my neighborhood every morning for weeks. With my brown skin and thick black hair, I looked like every other Mexican guy on the block. Cashiers always spoke Spanish to me first and blinked in surprise when I didn't understand. When a white ICE van pulled up behind me and 2 white agents came out, I knew they thought I was an illegal immigrant. The bigger one walked straight toward me while his partner hung back, hand resting on his weapon. He screamed, "Documentation now!" I reached for my wallet slowly to show him my ID and police badge. Before I could, the agent grabbed my wrist and twisted it behind my back. Pain shot up my arm as he forced me to my knees on the sidewalk. I said, "Please, just check my wallet." He laughed and pressed his knee into my back. "Sure it is." He dumped my wallet on the ground and scattered everything with his boot. Cash spilled across the concrete. His eyes went wide. Drug money for sure. He bent down and picked up the bills, counted them before shoving them in his pocket. $500. Civil forfeit. You won't be needing this where you're going. A crowd started gathering. People from the neighborhood watched in horror, but nobody interfered. The agent enjoyed the audience. "Look at this cockroach. Everyone thinks he belongs here." He zip-tied my hands so tight I lost feeling in my fingers. When I winced, he pulled them tighter. Blood seeped from where the plastic cut into my wrists. "My identification is right there. Just look at it." He kicked my wallet away without glancing down. My phone fell out of my pocket and lit up. The screen showed my wife and daughters at the beach last summer. The agent's eyes narrowed. "Well, look at that. The parasite bred." He brought his boot down hard on my phone. The screen shattered. He ground it into the pavement until glass scattered everywhere. The photo of my family disappeared into spiderweb cracks. "Your little girls are going to grow up without their daddy. Foster care is going to love them. Pretty little brown kids get adopted quick." My vision went red. Those were my babies. He was talking about 6 and 8 years old. They were probably doing homework, waiting for me to come home. I bit my tongue until I tasted copper. He yanked me to my feet by my hair. Tears stung my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. That would give him satisfaction. "You know what we call this? Pest control." His partner finally spoke up from the van. "Yo, maybe we should check his ID." He spun around. "You going soft on me? This is the 5th one today. Load him up with the others." He leaned in close. His breath smelled like cigarettes and hatred. "Your wife's probably illegal too. We'll find her next. I love me a Latina body." He dragged me toward the van by my bound wrists. My shoulders screamed in protest. There were witnesses everywhere, but he didn't care. He was untouchable, and he knew it. Get a good look, everyone. This parasite thought he could pretend to be American. Thought he could fool us with fake papers and lies. He shoved me against the van and pressed his forearm against my throat. Black spots danced in my vision. "You're going to disappear into the system before anyone knows where you went. Maybe years. Maybe they'll dump you over the border in weeks." My destroyed phone started ringing from the ground. The agent released my throat and picked up the cracked device. Somehow it still worked. He answered with a smirk. "Juan's phone. He can't come to the phone right now. He's being deported." I heard my captain's voice through the speaker saying he needed his sergeant now. The color drained from his face. He looked at me, then at the badge on the ground, then back at me. His partner had already picked up my badge and was staring at it. "Bro, he's a cop. He's a real cop." He dropped my phone. His hands shook as he fumbled for his knife to cut the zip ties. I didn't move. "I'm sorry. This is a misunderstanding." Before he could finish, I told him to call his supervisor and that he should have known better. 20 minutes later, his supervisor showed up. She took one look at me and closed her eyes. She knew me. We worked on a joint task force 6 months ago. Both officers got suspended that day. The investigation moved fast. Turns out I wasn't his first mistake, just his first documented one with witnesses and video. The $500 in his pocket upgraded his charges to felony theft on top of the civil rights violations. 6 months later, I testified at his trial. He got 18 months in federal prison for deprivation of rights under color of law and grand theft. He had to resign his law enforcement certification. No more badge for him ever again. He called me a cockroach, but in federal prison he will learn what it really meant to be treated like one.